dolphin that actually has a name. The dolphin's name is Maka, and Maka has accompanied us on many peace walks. All of this has been done by our artist friend Russell Ray, and so his inspiration comes next. Russell?
Hi, my name is Russell. My name is Russell, and I come from Hancock, Maine. And it's been a really great pleasure to be on this year's Peace Walk again. I love them. When we think of war, we think of preparation for war and the victims of war, we oftentimes think only of the human victims. But war has many victims, including our Mother Earth, the environment. The military has a huge impact on climate change. The Pentagon is the world's single largest entity of carbon pollution and other forms of pollution, chemical pollution, et cetera. One of those forms of pollution is noise pollution, and it takes several forms, but one of them is sonar, naval sonar. And this sonar blasts extremely loud noise into the oceans. And those oceans, as we all know, have many creatures living in them. And it's having a very serious impact on those creatures. If you do work in the sonar field, it can be very technical. But basically, we don't need to be scientists to understand the basic fact that when you blast this extremely loud noise into the oceans, it affects the creatures that are living there. Some of those creatures are the whales and dolphins, who I personally have a deep love of. And it really hurts me to know that our militarism is causing so much destruction. These ships that are being built over here are called destroyers, and that is the right name for them. It's one of the few times the military actually speaks honestly, because that is what they do, they destroy. And so I just want us all to think about that as another very good reason why we need to convert Bath Iron Works away from military production and into something that will actually help us survive the coming times. Thank you.
Thank you, Russell. And now I have the distinct pleasure to introduce our friend Joyak Gol. Joyak Gol comes to us from South Korea. He lives on Jeju Island in Gangjang Village. He is a better spokesperson for the story than I am. So Joyak Gol will speak for maybe 10 minutes and then play some music again for us. Joyak Gol, are you here? Thank you. He's coming to us in his hot pink outfit representing hot pink dolphins.
The island that I live in, the Jeju Island, South Korea, used to have many dolphins before the construction of the Jeju Naval Base. The Jeju Naval Base site used to be the dolphins' playground, their habitat. Now they are gone. So I wear this pink outfit to represent the voice of the endangered dolphins. My friends back in Korea asked me, and I said to them, "Oh, next week I'm going to the US." They said, "Why would you want to go to the country where they are getting ready to attack Korea?" The Korea that American people know is, I don't know, but it's a peaceful country, and all the people there have been living under constant military threats, but in spite of that, they want to continue their peaceful life. And that's why people have been resisting the militarism and militarization of the peninsula, including the new Navy base and the deployment of US-made THAAD missile system. Right now, the war exercises is going on. 40 battleships are participating in this gigantic military drill in Korean waters. 10 of them are Korean warships, and 30 of them are from the US. The one huge aircraft carrier, USS Ronald Reagan, has 80 warplanes on our deck. Most countries cannot even afford 70 or 80 warplanes. So Korean people see America as arms dealers, weapon sellers, soldiers, bombers. That's the America that Korean people see. Is that real America? I want to ask you, do you want to attack Korea? Nobody I know of. Who are they? The people at the Pentagon, the people at the White House, the people at General Dynamics, the decision makers, the so-called important figures, the war-making companies. They are the people who want to attack Korea. So when I go back, I will let Korean people know that America is not about sending troops. America is not about threatening Korea. I've met so many wonderful, great people during the PeaceWalk, and I know that they have been working constantly to make this beautiful world a better place for peace. And in that sense, we are one. Korean people are working hard to live in a peaceful world, and that is what you are doing. So thank you, everyone, for making this crazy world into a more humane, livable place. Let me sing a song. 나는 강정 간다. 수많은 파도를 헤치며 깨어진 구름비가 울고 있는 강정마을 간다. 해마다 보았던 그 모습 그대로는 아니지만 지느러미 근육히 우며 놀던 구름비 앞바다 나도 강정 간다. 수많은 파도를 가르며 깨어진 사람들이 울고 있는 강정마을 간다. 나도 강정 간다. 수많은 파도를 가르며 깨어진 사람들이 울고 있는 강정마을 간다. 깨어진 구름비가 울고 있는 강정바당 간다. 강정바당 간다. Yeah, this song. What?
Kanjan and those last three words, what do they mean?
Oh, I'm going to Gangjong village on Jeju Island. That's the village where the naval base has been made, but then the people didn't give up. The people continued their non-violent, peaceful struggle for 10 years. And they come to the main gate of the Navy base every day until the warmongering people give up their evil plan, and so we can convert this military base into a peace park. And let's do this together. The song is called Let's Stop the Militarization of the World. 전 세계 모든 전쟁을 반대한다면 해군 기지 건설 막아내요. 막아 구럼비 생명 평화를 지키기 위해 저 장벽을 걷어내요. 평화를 지키고 싶다면 해군 기지 건설 절대 안 돼. 평화로운 제주를 원한다면 해군 기지 막아내자. 붉은 발 말뚝에 산호 돌고래도 더불어서 함께 살아가요. 살아 바다는 우리의 생명 끝까지 지켜 해군 기지 건설 막아내자. 랄랄랄라랄랄라 랄랄랄라랄랄랄랄랄랄라 1, 2, 3, 4 랄랄랄라랄랄라 평화를 지키고 싶다면 뭐라고요? 해군 기지 건설 절대 안 돼. 평화로운 세상을 원한다면 해군 기지 막아내자. 한 번 더 해군 기지 막아내자. 해군 기지 막아내자. 푸른 발 말뚝에 산호 돌고래도 얼쑤 더불어서 함께 살아가요. 살아 바다는 우리의 생명 끝까지 지켜 해군 기지 건설 막아내자. 랄랄랄라랄랄라 랄랄랄랄라 랄랄랄랄랄라 랄랄랄라
So, thank you. Thank you so much, Drekel. For those of us who have had the distinct honor to be on Jeju Island and with the villagers in Kangjong Village, that song is very powerful. What is just incomprehensible to Americans, at the end of a long day of standing in front of a military base with where you've been pushed aside over and over again because you're trying to block the gate to prevent the concrete from coming in, the trucks with concrete. At the end of long days or in the middle of the day or at the beginning of the day, whether it's a group of 5 or 10 or 5,000, people have a dance that they do to that song, and it's a very complicated choreographed dance. So no matter how long the day, no matter how early it is, people sing that song and they dance and they chant and they rejoice. They rejoice in the gift of the struggle. It is something to behold. So thank you very much. The next person to sing, we're inviting John Morris up. Some in our crew have begun to call John Morris the second coming of Hank Williams. You can make your own decision about this. And we are welcoming him to sing a couple of songs. Thank you, John.
So I guess I have to sing a Hank Williams song. But before I do that, I want to sing one more Johnny Cash song. Jason sang one before, but I always figure that one Johnny Cash song deserves another one. And the one I like to sing is actually, I got a lot of favorite Johnny Cash songs, but I think this is my absolute favorite. He wrote it way back during the Vietnam War as a protest song, not just against the war, but against just injustice in general. And it's called The Man in Black. So, let me see. I'll try it. Okay. Yeah. I always tell people, Johnny, yeah? Yeah, okay. Right there. Actually, Johnny Cash and I have a lot in common. We have the same first name. And can't think of anything else. But, no, actually, I sing in the same key that he does, but that's where it ends. But anyway, this is The Man in Black. Well, you wonder why I always dress in black, why you never see bright colors on my back, and why does my appearance seem to have a somber tone? There's a reason for the things that I have on. I wear the black for the poor and the beaten down, living in the hopeless hungry side of town. I wear it for the prisoner who has long paid for his crime, but is there 'cause he's a victim of the times. And I wear the black for those who've never read or listened to the words that Jesus said about the road to happiness through love and charity. Why, you think he's talking straight to you and me? Well, we're doing mighty fine, I do suppose, in our streak of lightning cars and fancy clothes. But just so we're reminded of the ones who are held back, up front there ought to be a man in black. Well, I wear it for the sick and the lonely old, for the reckless ones whose bad trip left them cold. I wear the black in mourning for the lives that could have been. Each week we lose a few more fine young men. And I wear it for the thousands who have died, believing that the Lord was on their side. and I wear it for another 100,000 who have died, believing that we all were on their side. Well, there's things that never will be right, I know, and things need changing everywhere you go. But till we start to make a move to make us do things right, you'll never see me wear a suit of white. Oh, I'd love to wear a rainbow every day and tell the world that everything's okay. But I'll try to carry off a little darkness on my back till things are brighter. I'm the man in black. Till things are brighter, I'm the man in black. All right. Another one of my favorite songwriters is a guy by the name of John Prine, who also wrote a song way back during Vietnam. And after Vietnam was over, he kind of put it on the shelf for a while. But I went to see him at a show in Portland just after the Iraq War started, probably 2004, 2005. And he sang a few songs, and then he talked about a song that he was going to take it off the shelf and sing it again because it was still applicable to what was happening in Iraq. And it's kind of a humorous song on one level, but on another level it's pretty serious. It's called "Your Flag Decal Won't Get You Into Heaven Anymore." While digesting Reader's Digest in the back of a dirty bookstore, a plastic flag with gum on the shelf fell out on the floor. Well, I picked it up and I ran outside, slapped it on my window shield. And if I could see old Betsy Ross, I'd tell her just how I feel. But your flag decal won't get you into heaven anymore. They're already overcrowded from your dirty little war. Now Jesus don't like killing, no matter what the reason for. And your flag decal won't get you into heaven anymore. Well, I went to the bank this morning. The cashier said to me, "If you join our Christmas club, we'll give you 10 of them flags for free." Well, I didn't mess around a bit. I took him up on what he said. I plastered my flags all over my car and one on my wife's forehead. But your flag decal won't get you into heaven anymore. They're already overcrowded from your dirty little war. Now Jesus don't like killing, no matter what the reason for. And your flag decal won't get you into heaven anymore. Well, I got my windshield so filled up with flags I couldn't see that I ran my car upside the curb right into a tree. When they finally got a doctor down, I was already dead. And I'll never understand why the man standing in the pearly gates said, "But your flag decal won't get you into heaven anymore. We're already overcrowded from your dirty little war. Now Jesus don't like killing, no matter what the reason for. And your flag decal won't get you into heaven anymore." All right. I've got some fans here, some groupies, a couple of groupies up from Boston that they like Hank Williams, and so I'm going to end up with a Hank Williams song. It hasn't got anything to do with peace or war or anything else. It's just a good song. It's called Jambalaya. Goodbye, Joe. Sing along, because you probably know at least the chorus of this one anyway. Goodbye, Joe, me gotta go, me oh my oh. Me gotta go pull the pirogue down the bayou. My Yvonne, the sweetest one, me oh my oh. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. Oh, jambalaya, a crawfish pie, a filet gumbo. Oh, tonight I'm gonna see Mama share the meal. Pick guitar and fill fruit jar and be gay, oh. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. The Thibodeaux, the Fontenot, the place is buzzing. Kinfolk come to see Yvonne by the dozen. Dress in style and go hog wild, me oh my oh. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. Oh, jambalaya, a crawfish pie, a filet gumbo. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna see Mama share the meal. Pick guitar and fill fruit jar and be gay, oh. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. Settle down, far from town, get me a pirogue, and I'll catch all the fish in the bayou. Buy Yvonne what she wants, me oh my oh. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. Oh, jambalaya, a crawfish pie, and a filet gumbo. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna see Mama share the meal. Pick guitar and fill fruit jar and be gay, oh. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. One more time. Jambalaya, a crawfish pie, and filet gumbo. Oh, tonight I'm gonna see Mama share a meal. Pick guitar and fill fruit jar and be gay, oh. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. Oh, jambalaya, a crawfish pie, a filet gumbo. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna see Mama share the meal. Pick guitar and fill fruit jar and be gay, oh. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. Son of a gun, gonna have big fun on the bayou. Thank you.
We've been working John real hard this week. Thank you very much, John Morris. All right, so now I'd like to introduce Regis Tremblay. Regis has been a friend for quite a while now and is a filmmaker. He's coming straight off the operation table, has a brand new knee, and he's also the maker of a couple of important films in our community. One is called The Ghost of Jeju. Here's Regis.
Hi, Regis.
You know, I spent most of April and May touring the country, 25 cities, with my recent film. It's entitled 30 Seconds to Midnight. It's a takeoff on the Doomsday Clock. And it really poses three imminent threats, and only three imminent threats to life on the planet. The human existence, plant existence, and animal existence. That's nuclear Armageddon. We're closer to that now than ever before. I'm sure you're aware of that. Nuclear power that is not safe. There's no safe place to store this for tens of thousands of years. And finally, climate change. And not much is being said about climate change, but if the first two don't do away with life on the planet, Mother Nature will. So as I toured the country, screening this film, people at the end say, this is such a depressing message. You're telling us that human existence, humans could go extinct in the next 15, 20, 25 years. And I really believe that. And they said, we're feeling overpowered, we're feeling overwhelmed, we're feeling helpless. And many people say they're feeling depressed. And so what I've had to do is come up with something that I can live with myself and that I can tell other people. And basically it's this. If we don't have much time left, and if you happen to believe that we are man and we're from dust and from dust we will return, and we really understood that deeply, would it make any difference in how we lived our lives? And I think it should. And so I've come to believe and to share with people this message. Do no harm. Be the best person that you can possibly be. Keep your loved ones and friends close, and know that we have walked in a long line of wonderful, incredible people in this human experience, taking the high moral ground. I think if we could do that, we could at least live with ourselves. And the last thing is the antidote for depression, according to Edward Abbey, was activity. Activity like we're all involved in today. Activity is the antidote, the only antidote for depression. Because if we don't do anything, we're helpless, we're depressed, we're overwhelmed, and life is not very pretty. So what I say to people, if you're standing on a corner with a sign 1 day a week, can you do it 2 days a week? If you're writing 10 letters a week, can you write 20? If you're making 10 phone calls, can you make 10 more? And if you can come out for a peace walk, like's been happening here in Maine, even for 1 day or 2 days, can you do it 1 day more? And that's my message of, I think, what a life well lived could be. And my film is titled 30 Seconds to Midnight. I think I might have been a little too conservative, but it should be a wake-up call for all. Thank you.